I crushed Team of the Year this year at NHL24, and you know what? I did it for free without spending any money. I'm gonna tell you everything that I did to make sure that I have the best team possible and how you can do it without buying packs. Wobble plays here with 3 dads on a console, and I'm a big fan of NHL, and Team of the Year is always my favorite event. Last year, I was able to make 5 male skaters and also 2 female skaters, and I did that with a lot of resources. And this year I was able to do the same, especially because of a last-ditch effort. The 2 ways that I was able to do that is 1, managing my resources, and 2, math. So I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So for those who don't know, Team of the Year is an event where you have 1 week to get some of the best cards in the game. These cards start off at high overalls, and every time this player gets a card that's higher than its Team of the Year's overall, that card upgrades. These cards start at a 92, and you can see McKinnon hasn't gotten any upgrades yet, but McDavid did last week, so his card goes up 1 in overall. So he got a 93 milestone card, I think, so his Team of the Year card automatically upgrades without needing to use any resources. When I say upgrade, his overall goes up, all his stats go up as well, including speed, shot, and soon he'll start maxing out at 99 for each individual category. So for Team of the Year, there are only 2 ways to get each card. 1 is get it in a pack. Can you believe it? Oh, dude, I'm so done with this game. I'm so done with this game. I have gotten every base card of these Team of the Year players. And 2 is to build it through collectibles. Now for collectibles, you can trade in a certain amount of each card for 1 collectible. And what that does is it makes those cards go away forever. In this case, you could trade in 30 81 overall cards and you get 1 Team of the Year collectible. There are different values for each one. Now you start getting into these are worth 2. So you can see that better the card is, the more collectibles you get back in return. And once you have enough collectibles, you can trade in 40, like I did in this case, for a Team of the Year card. All right, so we talked about the first way is just make 40 collectibles, get player. Easy, right? No. Some cards like Hillary Knight, Boston Legend, have what's called an X Factor card. These cards are like Team of the Year, where they will match the best card available for this person. However, in order to get to the next level, you have to manually add power-up collectibles. Again, these can be found, or you can trade in cards to get one of these, or you can get them through objectives. But either way, you have to commit like 2 to 3 collectibles to get to the next level. It's fine, it's doable, but when you're trying to manage a lot of these, it makes it challenging on where to allocate your resources. So for a card like Knight, card like McDavid, card like Kachuk, which I'll go into, if you get their X Factor, and you maxed it out all the way, now you only need 22 collectibles instead of 40 to trade in. You with me? If not, don't worry, I have a spreadsheet. That's the background of Team of the Year. It's an event I love. I love the resource management part, and let me tell you why. Instead of just getting the players I want right away, I stocked up a bunch of free packs I got through all the different modes, and what I did was I've been saving a lot of my cards as well. Instead of just trading them in for like events I didn't really care about, I saved them for this, and I was actually able to get good cards along the way as well. Lemieux. This is like the 4th icon today. Gold. Team of the Year. Where are you? My 2nd MSB! Are you kidding me? I've gotten every single base player! Also, when you play Hut Champs every weekend, the reward is Hut Champs collectibles. I feel like I've been saying that word a lot. And you can use these collectibles to get players. You can use them to get really good packs, ultimate packs, which are 20, 80 plus overall players. Or my favorite, you can trade in 1 collectible for 1 power-up collectible. Remember, I said power-up collectibles will help you use those X factors so you can raise them to the highest level and then use it in a 22 Team of the Year set instead of a 40 Team of the Year set. This is really important. So who likes math? Let me show you some. So here I present to you the Wobble Plays patented Team of the Year collectible calculator. Basically what you do is you put the number in the yellow squares. It'll tell you what basically your capacity is. What I did here is remember all those numbers, how I said if you trade in like, 30, 80 pluses or whatever, you get 1. This is just an easier way to look at it. So basically for 79, 40 equal 1. For 80, 35 equal 1. Yada, yada, yada. You get the picture. 88 plus, here it is. So what I did was, it's basically a cost-benefit analysis, and you go through and you can see exactly how many collectibles you can build based on what you have. This is how I was able to take kind of a zoom out, look at everything in particular, and I found that I was able to make you know, 160 odd collectibles based on what I currently had. By the way, this is not just resource management, but it's also getting lucky. I mean, I've gotten 2 Lemieux, so I was able to use one as an 88, which is 4 collectibles. And I mean, look at these like packs that I got. I got some really good players, so that also plays into it. You're gonna give me base cards of the Team of the Year players? Ah! I can't stand this game! I do not want to overstate that. We're getting lucky and getting good players in the packs allowed me to do this. So there's a little bit of luck involved as well. Here are the 6 players. So McDavid and Tkachuk both had X factors. So I had already started working with McDavid, so I only needed 9 to boost him and then 22 Team of the Year collectibles. Tkachuk, I bought his X factor. As soon as it was announced, I overpaid. I paid $250,000. I had a lot of coins and I probably could have gotten him cheaper, but I got caught up in the hype. Oh well. So I needed 15 power collectibles and 22 Team of the Year. Now, at the time, I had like, I don't know, 40 Hut Champs collectibles. So again, I just needed 24 out of those 40 and I bought ultimate packs with the rest. Then to make McKinnon, who was my next priority, I needed 40, Heiskanen, and then Makar. Hallmark, again, I love him, Bruins goalie. Just goalies don't really have as much of an impact as a skater. So again, I was able to basically make all those. I was able to do some challenges and I found out that I'd be able to clear. I had 168 in capacity and 164 I actually needed, and I had enough to cover that. That's how I made all mount. This is the time where we make all 5 Team of the Year skaters. Free-to-play team with our blood, our sweat, our grit, and from losing a lot of games every Hut Champs weekend. We're gonna start with Makar. 40 collectibles. We did not have the X Factor. Send it. Next. Heiskanen. Send it. Next. Tkachuk bought his X Factor, overpaid, but you know what? Send it. McKinnon. Send it. Lastly, McDavid, who we pulled the X Factor in December. Send it. And now, I give you the 5 best cards in the game on one team, all free to play through resource management, being tall, and knowing how to do numbers. So at the time, I was successfully able to make McKinnon, McDavid, Tkachuk, and then the 2 defensemen, Makar and Heiskanen. And I thought maybe I could scrap enough together to make one female Team of the Year. And I said, okay, who's it gonna be? Well, I have Lemieux, so Lemieux can play left wing. I can also use him as center. I really do need a center. I was really leaning toward Taylor Heisey. I had her last year. She was at left wing because her faceoffs weren't very good. And I kind of committed to that. And I said, you know what? I'll make Gretzky later. And, you know, that'll be what I do after Team of the Year. I'll focus on Gretzky. I'll focus on power collectibles, and I'll go from there. And then it hit me. I didn't have enough to make Knight in terms of, you know, X Factor, because I already used all my collectibles that I could use to upgrade. But I had a buttload of coins. I had about 600,000 coins. Taylor Heisey was selling like 700, 725. So how do I make up the extras? Let's figure it out. I had 89 Line who was just chilling. He was probably going to end up, if I did this correctly, on line 3 or line 4. I got Line during my ultimate pack openings during Male Team of the Year. Really great card, but guess what? He's an 89. It's not going to be great soon. I sold him pretty much immediately for 125,000 coins. And for a little bit of extra insurance, I sold 86 Patra, who again, I love Bruins, but it's kind of a low card. Sold him for 30,000. That gave me enough that morning to buy Taylor Heisey. So now I was like, oh, perfect. Now I just have to make Gretzky later. In the pack opening, I pulled 88 Gretzky. I could not believe it. Here's a clip. Give me Gretzky! Ah! We got him! Oh my gosh, we got Wayne Gretzky out of a pack! We're definitely getting Taylor Heisey now. Oh my, and also, by the way, I got 90 Stützle, who has 90 face-offs. He's so fast. I almost sold him to pay for one of these cards. I'm glad I didn't, because he's got a really mean shot with all those. He's got 91 face-off, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, and beauty backhand, which I love. So then I said, okay, now I need to replace kind of some of the collectibles I was going to use. I ended up actually turning in my Seth Jones that I got during winter. He's an 89. Why did I do that? Because I had Doughty waiting in the wings, and Doughty keeps getting goals. Here's what I was talking about. You can see to power him up, you need 1 collectible there, or coins, you need 2. You can see how much resources this costs. He is a 94, and he just got another one, so he's a 96. I figured, you know what? I'm just going to roll with Doughty, because he's going to be a 99 and 2 goals, and he's chugging. So I'm just going to use this. You know, I got Makar here, and then Carlson, again, he's tradable, kind of on his way out. So again, in the women's, I was trying to see, you know, how can I best use my resources here? I found that I had 38 collectibles, so I could pretty much make 1. I did objectives, so I was able to get 15. And then I started breaking it down, and this is going to get super nerdy, so I'm sorry if this is like school. But basically, when you break it down to cost per collectible, so each overall in the store has a different price range attached to it based on the market. This isn't based on EA. So I went through and I saw what's about the cost per player. Again, you kind of round and make assumptions because really that's what you can do. And then you do the cost per collectible. So you divide the cost per player by the amount of cards you need per set, and then you divide that by how many collectibles you get in the pack. This is basically the price per 1 collectible. So I knew right now in this 84s and 83s, and actually 88s in some cases during the women's. The men's, it's a little more expensive because more people are buying during then. That actually yielded per collectible 17,500, and you can see here, you know, it's about like a 1,000, 1,300 point difference. It matters when you make 40, and then when it comes to the lower overall players, it's just way more expensive per. So you really want to look at 83s and 84s. So I was thinking, okay, do I need to buy players now? And let me see. And then when it hit me and I could just sell and make Heisey outright, I figured, you know what, it's less time. And I also managed my resources effectively. I didn't just do every single event. I said, is there a card that I really want? If so, maybe I'll make it. If not, I'm going to stay out of it. Just because like that ruins your ability to make these cards later on. And for me, again, I love this event. I like not having to worry about upgrading players that automatically upgrade. And it's just fun. It's cool. I like the resource management part of it. It's really cool that I can use like my skills I've developed like professionally and, you know, through school to be able to do something like this and apply it and be able to have fun. That's fun to me, okay? It's not about buying packs, okay? This is fun. I'm managing my resources. If you think I'm a nerd, fine, whatever. You know, just to outline the luck part, McKinnon, I built him with collectibles. Heisey, I bought because I saved my coins. Everybody yells at me to spend them. Guess what? Go kick rocks. I was right. McDavid, I did get his X Factor earlier in this year. That's important because McDavid's X Factor is the best every single year. So the fact that I got that allowed me to be able to facilitate getting his Team of the Year. I had a lot of coins with Kachuk. I bought it for $250. That was an overpay. I probably should have paid like $170, $180, but I got wrapped up in the hype. What can I do? Gretzky, I pulled last week during PAX. Crazy. Knight, I was able to allocate my remaining resources. I was able to, you know, make some decisions in terms of some, you know, 88s, 89s on my Lemieux. I pulled early on, and I've actually gotten 2 88s. So the fact that I still had another 88 overall, I was able to trade that in as well. Again, very lucky. Elite Packs, shout out to you for giving me these great icons. Stützle, I pulled in packs. He's tradable. Terravena, I did make. Remember how I said if there are players that are worth it, I make them. I like doing the fantasy. I love Duchesne event a few years ago, and Terravina was heating up. Doughty's the truth right now, but I have Doughty's X Factor, so it all works out. And then I have the Bozo line for objectives. These guys are silly, and it's just fun to use defenders as a fourth line. I never got Makar's X Factor, but, you know, I was able to make this. And Heiskanen, I was kind of surprised by, but he's tall and he's good. And then again, Bobby Orr I made for free using the objectives. Carlson I pulled out of those ultimate packs. Excellent. And then Doughty I just got in a reroll. And Yossi I've had. Yossi's kind of on the way up. And then I was rocking Igor, and then I'm able to upgrade to Ottinger. I actually didn't have to burn Igor for this event, which is kind of cool. Not that I'm going to use him, but I still have some resources left. So again, this is my favorite event. For 2 years in a row, for a free-to-play team, I was able to build 7 Team of the Year players, and I'm really happy I was able to do that. It's just, again, fun. I love resource management. This is like the best part, you know, working the market, being able to plan, and ultimately seeing success. I was very surprised I was able to get 2 Women Team of the Years. I did not expect it, but yeah, this is what's fun in the game. And again, some people like winning, and some people like, I don't know, doing math. And I can't wait to go 12-13 with 7 Team of the Years in the next GWC round. So hopefully you found this interesting and not boring. If you did find it boring, I'm sorry, but hopefully you learned something. You know, if you have any questions about any events or resource management, feel free to let me know. You can put in the comments. You can see me on Twitch at Wobble Plays. This is the type of stuff I love talking about. And I know Peasant Court have heard a lot about it anyway, so I'm happy to talk about it with some other folks as well. If you want more things like this, let me know in the future, because I love putting stuff like this together. So hope you had fun, hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, and don't match up with me because I'm trying to get some wins. Have a good one. That's 3 dads and a console. Make sure to hit the bell, hit subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.